What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Facebook, everybody's mom and grandma's favorite social media platform. One of the pioneers of social media, Facebook has obviously grown to be a world-renowned and staple of the internet. One of the largest tech companies on planet Earth, but unfortunately it seems like they're in a little bit of trouble and they're having a big problem shaking it. So Facebook is currently suffering an advertiser boycott, and in reality it's kind of similar in a way to the YouTube adpocalypse, which has happened like 19 different times. Now the key difference behind these two things is the reason that they're going on. If you don't remember back on YouTube, well, which one do I even pick from here? YouTube ads have been pulled several times due to, honestly, YouTube ads have been pulled several times for a couple different controversies, one of the biggest ones being the fact that really bad content was getting monetized. Back in like 2015 on YouTube, you could pretty much put a green sign on anything, right? You'd have advertisements running on pretty much anything. You could upload videos of you, I don't know, throwing puppies off the top of the Burj Khalifa onto a spike trap full of poison dart frog poison, and you'd be able to monetize it. It didn't really matter what you put on there. But after a while, advertisers began to notice, oh hey, by the way, we're advertising on things that we probably shouldn't be putting ads on. Now with Facebook, the whole boycott is basically because a lot of people say that Facebook doesn't do enough to stop the spread of misinformation and hatred being spread on their platform. If you don't know, it's not only just a meme, but it's kind of factual that Facebook is just rife with misinformation. Fake news spreads on Facebook faster than a wildfire in some dry brush. And it's the reason that a lot of people have left Facebook. You get on there and basically you see an article from somebody who you thought was smart until you see that, well, they shared an article and you look at the headline and it says something like, "Major asteroid hitting Earth as we speak. By the way, aliens are on it as well and they're invading the planet." It's crazy what kind of stuff gets shared over there, what people will believe if it's on Facebook. It's been a big problem and a big thorn in the side of the company for a pretty long time, but now, well, it's definitely growing to become infected. Within days, outdoor retailers REI, The North Face, and Patagonia said that they were in on boycotting Facebook. Other companies, including Upwork and Dashlane, have joined in as well. Starbucks, the 6th largest advertiser on Facebook, also said it would pause all social media advertising, though it did not explicitly link the action to hashtag Stop Hate for Profit. Other companies, including Adidas and Clorox, are pulling their ads, though they have not said that they are formally joining this campaign. In a statement to CNN on Friday, Carolyn Everson, the vice president of Facebook's global business group, responded by saying, quote, "We deeply respect any brand's decision and remain focused on the important work of removing hate speech and providing critical voting information. Our conversations with marketers and civil rights organizations are about how together we can be a force for good." Now, other companies that have kind of joined this big boycott of Facebook and possibly even other ad agencies include Adidas, Arc'teryx, Ben & Jerry's, Beam Suntory, Birchbox, Blue Bottle Coffee, Clorox, Coca-Cola, Dashlane, Denny's, Diageo, Eddie Bauer, Eileen Fisher, Ford, Hershey's, Honda, HP, JanSport, Levi Strauss, Magnolia Pictures, Microsoft, Patagonia, Patreon, Pfizer, Puma, The North Face, REI, Starbucks, Upwork, Unilever, Vans, Verizon, Vertex. And the list is honestly growing. A lot of companies are seeing this and they're definitely jumping on board. So if you didn't know, Facebook, along with being one of the biggest websites and tech companies on the planet, also runs one of the biggest advertisement platforms on planet Earth as well. An absolute insane amount of money goes into Facebook advertising. Now, a lot of the time when you see a Facebook ad, it's pretty much just some Wish product, and well, it usually doesn't make sense to have gotten that advertisement put in front of you, but this is absolutely huge and it could have long-lasting impact on the entire internet and not just Facebook. As of right now, the boycott is targeting Facebook in specific because, well, honestly, Facebook is a garbage website, a garbage company, and they do nothing really to stop any problems that go on. The political misinformation, the fake news, the hate content that gets spread around over there it's bewildering, honestly, that a company with as much reach as Facebook has such a problem. Now, in all reality, these are problems that have become mainstay on the internet over the last few years anyway. As the internet continues to grow and more of these platforms see more and more people joining, it becomes a lot more difficult to police the platform and to make sure that they're actually getting rid of content that they don't agree with or that goes against their guidelines or that spreads misinformation. It's a legitimate plague to the entire internet. I mean, even as far back as like 2013, I can't remember this being as big of an issue as it's been pretty much ever since the election back in 2016. And this kind of stuff honestly is big money to companies. I mean, if you can spread a bunch of fake propaganda or fake news, I can't talk. If you can spread that stuff around on a platform as big as Facebook, you can sway a lot of minds. I mean, imagine the amount of money that companies are making off of printing out fake news. I mean, essentially just starting up a website, writing a bunch of BS, and then just promoting it through Facebook and getting people to click it, read it, and believe it and come back. That kind of stuff is honestly probably getting to the point where it's at least a multi-billion-dollar industry. I wouldn't even be surprised if propaganda and fake news ended up becoming a trillion-dollar industry on the internet in the next few years. And if you don't know, right now here in the United States, we're kind of at a crossroad. I mean, the protests and the riots and everything that have been happening over like the last month and a half now. Plus, we have an election for president coming up in November, so it's definitely a big time to get in on the hate and the misinformation. A lot of money really can be made, and of course, I'm not encouraging you guys to do this. It's morally wrong, along with, of course, being probably illegal in some capacity, but Facebook is definitely going to feel some of the heat from this. As a matter of fact, Mark Zuckerberg, the brainchild of Facebook and, of course, the leader of the company, had his net worth wiped down $7 billion with a B dollars just because of this advertising boycott. Now, of course, he's not going to go hungry tomorrow having to cook up 3 square boxes of Hamburger Helper and hoping to God that he has enough money to pay rent. He's one of the richest people on the planet, but that's obviously a stupidly significant amount of money to be wiped away from a net worth pretty much instantaneously overnight. Facebook stock, even though it's starting to kind of rebound, has seen a pretty good wipe on it as well. I mean, just a few days ago, back last week, it was peaking out at around $244.50, but as of me making this video, it closed out at $220.64, meaning basically a loss of $20 per share just over about a week or so. And this ad boycott is going to go a lot further than Facebook. I think a lot of people don't really know how much Facebook really has control over. First and foremost, Facebook also owns Instagram, another one of the world's biggest social media platforms. They actually acquired them a few years back. It's definitely a valuable company, and some of these boycotts from specific companies also extend over to Instagram. So a lot of these companies are actually pushing their way past just Facebook, and they're also boycotting ads on Instagram. But Facebook also owns things like WhatsApp, which is one of the biggest communication platforms on planet Earth. Facebook is a huge company with a lot of reach, and a boycott like this can be very serious. I mean, yeah, as of right now, it just sticks to basically Facebook and to a certain extent like Instagram and things like that, but I mean, who's to say that there's not an ad boycott on Google's network tomorrow? A few of these companies have paused their advertising altogether, like Starbucks said that they are halting all of their advertising pretty much all across social media, so that would also include Google. But an ad boycott like this on Google, which indirectly would mean an ad boycott here on YouTube, could be absolutely devastating to tens of thousands of creators and their livelihoods. And you have to remember, a lot of people also make content for Facebook. I mean, personally, I can't imagine doing that, but a lot of people actually run very successful pages and outlets on Facebook, and not having advertising now means that their livelihoods are being affected as well. And of course, they're not even directly tied into Facebook. It's like an independent person or group that is just advertising on their Facebook page. Facebook also has Facebook Gaming, which is essentially their competitor to Twitch, and a lot of people on there also are going to see their ads cut down pretty significantly. So this definitely reaches a lot further than Facebook, and of course, Facebook makes a lot of money from advertising. As a matter of fact, that's pretty much their primary income source, so having this boycott hitting them where it really hurts is definitely going to punish Facebook a lot. Now, good news for Facebook is that the majority of their revenue from these kinds of ads actually come from small businesses, mom and pop shops, internet startups, things like that. So they're going to be shielded at least to a certain extent from this really impacting them. Of course, it's definitely going to take money out of their pockets and it's going to hurt to a certain extent, but it's not like this is going to be the end of the company or anything crazy like that. And unless pretty much all the mom and pop shops and small businesses around the world also say, hey, we're boycotting Facebook ads, they're probably going to be okay. And plus, on top of that, Facebook probably has diversified a lot of their assets and their income streams, so this definitely isn't going to completely kill or bankrupt the company anytime soon. A lot of these companies are only pulling their ads for the foreseeable future as well. A lot of companies are saying that it's either through the end of July or just over the next few days or weeks. But unless Facebook actually takes some action to step forward and try and combat the issue of misinfo and hate speech on their platform, it's definitely possible that this campaign extends, and we end up seeing this be maybe a multi-month project from these companies to basically just stick it to Facebook. Now, at the end of the day, this isn't the biggest problem to planet Earth. I mean, honestly, honestly, Facebook could disappear tomorrow. I wouldn't really care, but in terms of social media and the possible impact on other platforms such as YouTube, this kind of boycott really does kind of send some worrying signals, I think. And we're talking about a pretty big money move from a lot of these companies, because I don't think a lot of people realize how much these companies honestly spend on online advertising, not even just on Facebook, but I guess over the entire internet. This is a big move, and it has possible implications for YouTube and other platforms. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, though. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shopopti down below. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, not advertising on Facebook, and signing out.